Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedido. Always open, always local.
A scheduled meeting with the Vatican was cut short, and another victim filed suit against the church. Crystal Paco has full details.
He's fired. Nick Delgado has the details from today's press conference at the Chief of Police office.
And we'll also have a report on what the public has to say about legalizing recreational marijuana on the island. Good day, everybody, and good evening. Thanks so much for tuning in to Primetime. If you're watching us live on KUAM TV or streaming us anywhere in the world on YouTube. Well, visiting Vatican officials in our top story are receiving testimony relative to the ongoing canonical trial against Archbishop Anthony Apparan over in Rome.
Among those subpoenaed is Roland Sondia, one of many men to accuse Apparan of molestation that occurred decades ago when he was still a priest. Crystal Paco reports.
Thursday's meeting with officials from the Vatican went exactly as attorney David Lujan expected.
The gist of it is that Roland will not be represented in there, and they will not allow me in there.
As a result, he and his client, Roland Sondia, walked away without providing a deposition regarding his allegations against Archbishop Anthony Apparan. Rather than receive the deposition in person, Vatican officials will just have to read about it.
Our position is that, Roland will not take a, be deposed, live. However, we are willing to submit a declaration or an affidavit, in writing.
Here on island to investigate Apparan as part of the ongoing canonical trial in Rome are Cardinal Raymond L. Burke, who will act as a presiding judge over the secret tribunal, Father James Kahn, who will serve as the prosecutor, and Father Justin Wachs, who will perform duties similar to that of a court reporter. Lujan noted seeing another canon lawyer in the room who reportedly represents Apparan, but did not disclose his name to media. Immediately following the closed-door meeting, Lujan expressed lack of confidence, particularly in Father Kahn, who previously made contact directly to his clients. In addition to Sondia, Kahn made attempts to communicate with Roy Quintanilla, who resides in Hawaii, and Walter Denton of Arizona. Each of the men were altar boys at Mount Carmel Parish in Agate when they alleged they were sexually molested by Apparan, who was a priest at the time.
He has no respect for the procedures. And he was told by all the clients that he needs to contact, to go through their lawyers, respectively, each. And he said he doesn't have to do it.
Had Sondia provided his deposition today, only the visiting Vatican officials would be permitted in the room with him.
Honestly, I really don't believe that they're going to change what they've been doing for centuries, to appease me.
Sondia provided brief comments to the press.
Just sits like a whirlwind. I'm still just overwhelmed with everything that's going on. It's like I'm just reliving everything again. I'm very nervous because I'm close to these people here. I haven't even seen them yet, but it's just a thought of being, sitting in front of them to maybe give my testimony. It's overwhelming, and I don't know how to react.
The group is scheduled to meet with other members of the community to receive testimony. Seen leaving the chancery prior to Sondia's meeting was Deacon Steve Martinez. Deacon Steve was a former sexual abuse response coordinator for the Archdiocese of Agana until he was removed by Apparan. Lujan further noted that documents relative to the investigation date back to 2008. He speculates the case was first opened in 2008. KUAM has confirmed Apparan also stands accused of financial mismanagement, which may explain why citations date back 9 years ago. Officials from the Vatican will be receiving testimony until Friday. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
An 18th victim has filed suit against the church. Barrigada resident Anthony Lujan alleges he was molested by Father Louis Brulard regularly as an altar boy, a Boy Scout, and also as a student at San Vicente Catholic School. Lujan, who is now 50 years old, states the abuse started when he was around 12 years old. Although he tried to avoid Brulard, Lujan would be forced to be alone with the priest during monthly confessions. Similar to other complaints, Lujan would go on camping trips with Brulard and other altar boys where sexual abuse was a regular occurrence.
During a meeting with the press earlier today, attorney David Lujan stated the number of victims to sue the church is likely to double. His firm further disclosed not all victims were altar boys or Boy Scouts, but students at Catholic schools throughout Guam. We initially reported, of course, that Father Brulard has already confessed to touching at least 20 boys while serving locally. He now lives in the mainland in Minnesota, where he receives a monthly stipend of $300 from the Archdiocese of Agani.
Fired from the police force, Mark Charfers has been let go from GPD following the outcome of the latest administrative investigation.
And Bree, this news comes just a week after GPD's top brass demoted Charfers from the rank of police colonel to police major. Our Nick Delgado was at GPD headquarters and has our next report.
Going from police colonel to major, and now
Effective today, I have dismissed Major Mark C. Charfers from the Guam Police Department.
Mark Charfers is out, fired from GPD.
So whatever other police equipment that Mark Charfers is in possession of, we would need to retrieve that from him.
This is the incident that started it all. Then Colonel Mark Charfers caught on police body cam footage in Agate yelling at junior officers responding to a call last Christmas Eve. The video circulated on social media, and days later, Charfers spoke with KUAM to tell his side.
I corrected the officers by saying, hey, move your vehicles off the roadway. And why are you conducting searches without permission? Which means I did not tell them to stop.
It was last week Police Chief J.I. Cruz said Charfers has been demoted, but two separate investigations linked to the incident were also underway. One by the department's Special Investigations team looking into Charfers' interviews with media about the incident. The other included GPD's Internal Affairs investigating the 4 responding officers from the Agate precinct who were involved. The IA investigation resulted in 3 officers being given a letter of reprimand, putting them on notice that they violated the department's general orders whenever they responded to the incident. Those officers are Tracy Volta, Craig Calvo, and Angelito Manlulu. However, Cruz says the investigation did not warrant disciplinary action against the 4th officer involved, John Edwards. Chief Cruz declined to discuss further details about the investigation.
The affected employees are entitled to their due process rights under the rules and regulations of the Civil Service Commission and the Department of Administration.
He says 2 senior staffers went to Charfers' home informing him of the termination, though he has yet to speak with Charfers face-to-face.
Should Mark Charfers decide to want to speak to me, I'm open to him coming to talk to me about it. What I would say to him, again, would be based on what he brings to light when we have this discussion.
Chief Cruz also said his decision should prove to the community that everyone is held accountable, no matter their rank.
I see it as this is a learning experience for us. I think this is a prime example of our perception, our moving forward and holding each other accountable. I don't see this as a loss.
KUAM reached out to Charfers, but he declined to comment, only referring us to his attorney Randy Cunliffe, who is currently off island. Cunliffe has publicly said they will appeal the demotion. No doubt that appeal will now focus on his firing. Meantime, GPD Operations Bureau Chief Manny Chong has been tapped to serve as the interim police commander until the department is able to fill the position permanently. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Nick Delgado.
In court, an order to show cause against one of the potential witnesses in the Mark Torrey Jr. murder trial has been vacated. Judge Michael Verdalio made that ruling after defense attorney Jay Arreola and the witness, Terry Tenorio, discussed the matter outside the courtroom this morning. Tenorio, who is sister to Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio, spoke with KUAM News last week after learning about the court order. She said the order would have put a negative mark on her professional record as a licensed attorney. The ruling now clears her name. We, of course, initially reported that Tenorio was served a subpoena to testify as a defense witness. She tried to take the stand early on because she accepted a job up in Saipan. But attorney Arreola told her she knew the rules and would have to show up later to testify. That resulted in the court taking further action. She also clarified with KUAM her relationship with the victim, Officer Albert Piolo, was strictly as friends. Tenorio could take the stand tomorrow when trial resumes.
2 additional people are under arrest for their part in a slew of retail thefts that led authorities to the largest prescription drug bust in island history. Justice Calma is charged with failure to register item by pawnbroker and obstruction of pawn shop inspection. Court documents state he allegedly accepted a stolen Rolex watch at his shop. Also, Bryanson Nicholas Parkinson is charged with hindering apprehension. The pair, along with Vince Michael Benito, Lucas Revenal, Jay Gaza, and Kyle Pablo, were indicted on numerous retail theft and drug possession charges. All 6 are scheduled to answer to the charges in court at a later date.
Elsewhere tonight, busted with $30,000 worth of meth in his possession, Ronald Artero Pereira was indicted by a federal grand jury. The Department of Corrections officer was reporting for duty in early February when he was caught trying to sneak in drugs to the prison. When DEPCOR's Special Operations Response Team searched his car, they found more meth as well as marijuana, mobile phones, glass smoking pipes, tobacco, syringes, and other items. He was indicted for possession of methamphetamine with intent to distribute, providing prison contraband in prison, and drug user in possession of a firearm. Pereira is scheduled to be arraigned in federal court at the end of the week.
Now more than ever, the stakes are higher as Guam looks toward the legalization of recreational marijuana.
KUAM's Ken Quintanilla has more from the first in a series of public hearings on Bill 8.
He's had his personal biases in the past over medicinal marijuana, but Governor Eddie Calvo says Guam now has good reason to undertake this change with Bill 8. Special Assistant Eric Palacios read testimony on behalf of the island's chief executive.
For decades, the use and sale of cannabis has been illegal. Its illicit use frowned upon as a harbinger of the moral decay of our society.
The Cannabis Control Act was introduced earlier this year by Governor Calvo. The bill would regulate the use, production, sale, and taxation of cannabis and declassify marijuana as a Schedule I controlled substance.
The law is meant to provide order and to protect life and property. So if the people discern that an adult use of cannabis causing no harm or inconvenience to the life or property of another is within the order of society, then prohibition now is unconnected to the meaning of the law. The consumption of cannabis, therefore, should be an adult's choice that involves only the person's conscience and health.
Essentially, Adelup says this bill would treat cannabis like alcohol. You have to be at least 21 years old, drivers may not be high while driving, and employers may structure workplace policy to preclude cannabis use. Customs and Quarantine Agency's Acting Chief Major Philip Tyron, meanwhile, says he supports the will of the people. And while they still have a responsibility to its federal counterparts, he outlined anticipated effects, such as an increase of canine detection teams and encounters at the borders and delayed movement of passengers.
The passage of Bill 8-34 will decriminalize cannabis possession, and current procedures will be affected. Increased encounters may require hiring of more customs officers to accommodate increased detections at the border associated with cannabis-related offenses.
He adds the customs agency will be required to develop standard operating procedures with federal law enforcement partners and the U.S. Attorney General's office to determine appropriate course of action. As for community stakeholders like former school teacher and counselor Belinda Snyder, she's against recreational use, even saying Bill 8 is inorganic.
They say children first, but it's the opposite. It's not about our protection and our safety, but dollar signs written all over the wall. I am a taxpayer, and I can say in the future, the government might be sued for even allowing such a bill.
Others like Megan McAlonis feel people need to get past their fear of marijuana.
And another reason why I support recreational instead of the just medicinal is to make sure that we include everyone, even if they're not diagnosed with a certain medicinal problem. Marijuana can still help them as a healing plant.
And for Lisa Bordalio, she believes cannabis is a safer alternative to the destructive drug she says is taking over the island.
For myself and for my family, I would prefer that if they choose to medicate themselves, that they do it holistically with a natural plant that possesses proven medical and therapeutic benefits and is non-toxic.
Bordalio says she educated herself on cannabis through the organization Grassroots Guam. Managing partner Andrea Pelicani also testified, saying the trends show the legalization of cannabis for medical and personal use does not increase access to minors, but in fact significantly decreases illicit drug use. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintanilla.
Stay tuned. We're back with more news after this.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens,
it's a beautiful day.
We rely on the people we trust,
It's a beautiful,
who we can always count on,
beautiful day.
and to the ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on Calvo's Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need
It's a beautiful day.
wherever you are. Calvo's Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you.
Hi, I'm interested in one of your new Samsung devices.
I have the one just for you.
We're increasing the amount of 4G LTE data on our new rate plans, giving people more of what they want to do more of the things they want.
So what do you think?
Nice.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
The Down Syndrome Association of Guam exists to support families of individuals with Down syndrome. We're a group of parents who have children with Down syndrome and know the joys and challenges of raising them. For more information about the health, development, and education of a child or adult with Down syndrome, please contact Vicky Ariola at 472-6114.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Welcome back. The much-awaited vote on whether or not Superintendent John Fernandez will return to the Guam Department of Education is one day away. A total of 6 Guam Education Board members will need to vote in favor of reinstatement for him to return. Chair Peter Alexis Atta.
The biggest concern of a lot of the board members is the instability in the permanent leadership of the Department of Education.
Atta said all the issues involved in Fernandez's termination have been reviewed, including a sexual misconduct allegation made by a student last May.
The student never showed up for the discussion with the attorney when it came time.
Atta confirmed that Attorney General Elizabeth Barrett Anderson will be present at Friday's meeting at 9 a.m. to address the board in executive session before the vote is taken. However, if the board votes for reinstatement, it is unclear whether Fernandez will accept the offer, as he has yet to address the matter publicly. In a KUAM Twitter poll conducted last week, 78% of respondents supported Fernandez's reinstatement, while 22% did not. The Guam Community College starts its 40th anniversary celebration by showing off its new logo system created by its visual communications program. GCC President Mary Okada says instead of doing away with the letters GCC, instead it has a more fluid and sustainable look and feel. Each program has its own variation of the new main logo.
Time for some news out of Guadeloupe now, as Governor Calvo is headed to the nation's capital for the National Governors Association Conference. He'll bring along with him several key cabinet members of his own to meet with their counterparts in the Trump administration. The island's chief executive hopes for a better response from Donald Trump, a fellow Republican, than what he got from the Democratic administration of former President Barack Obama.
Basically, a federal government that was really making a lot of decisions, mandating certain things to us, and it was a one-way street. So in a general sense, I can see where the Trump administration policy-wise would be in line with what is the problems that we have in Guam.
Calvo's list of priorities includes the high rejection rate of foreign H-2B workers, inclusion in the new Republican health care plan, which they pledge when they repeal Obamacare, and a longstanding complaint of being shortchanged under funding for Compact Impact.
Hopefully, when I get back in a couple of weeks, we're going to have some good news to all of you folks here, and whether there is resolution, but at the very least, a pathway towards resolution of these issues that are affecting the people of Guam.
The National Governors Association meeting starts on the 24th and goes for 3 days. Well, today was the launch of a new Center for Public Policy, hoping to provide data and research that can help political leaders make informed decisions both on Guam and throughout our region. Isa Baza has more.
It's been a couple of years in the making, and it wasn't an easy road, but I think you can expect some great things to happen from the center.
Professor Dr. John Rivera, along with other faculty and stakeholders, announced the launch of the new University of Guam Regional Center for Public Policy today. School of Business and Public Administration Dean Annette Tyheran-Santos said the creation of the center was driven by a desire to give back to the community.
We have faculty members here who have expertise in areas that are important to the issues confronting our island, from environmental sustainability to healthcare to education.
The center aims to pool expertise and research and provide robust, meaningful, and nonpartisan information to government officials. President Dr. Robert Underwood.
You have to ask yourself, what institution in the region can be a repository for data which is reliable and not subject to, political manipulation or financial manipulation? That's why the importance of this center is really critical.
The UOG RCPP also released its first publication, the 2016 CNMI Economic Report. Authored by Masters of Public Administration student Janelle Santos, Dr. Rivera, and Dr. Maria Claret Ruane. It focused on the CNMI economy, finding positive growth over the past 4 years.
This is one report that pulls the latest data in one place. I emphasize the concept latest because latest could be 2 years ago. And this is just how bad the data situation is for us. So that is one of the reasons I'm proud of this report.
Dr. Ruane said the next report she hopes to publish is relative to corruption perception in Guam, the Federated States of Micronesia, and the CNMI. All publications will be available for download online at uog.edu/RCPP. Senior Vice President Dr. Anita Borja Enriquez.
We're very proud to present this to our community, not just locally, but throughout the region, as an avenue towards examining the data, looking at evidence, being able to produce some meaningful results that have positive implications for policy.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isa Baza.
At this hour, a forum is underway on the topic tip of the spear or tip of the nuclear bomb. What does this mean under the Trump administration? UOG professor Dr. Michael Bavacqua.
And then thinking about what it means then in this new time of uncertainty when Donald Trump seems to be tweeting out his foreign policy every day, and changing it, attacking allies, being friendly to America's traditional enemies.
Panelists will share perspectives on issues surrounding nuclear weapons, threats from North Korea and China, and lessons learned from Japan. The event is until 7:30 tonight at the UOG Class Lecture Hall.
And also tonight, COPE North 2017 officially got underway on Wednesday. The multilateral military exercise includes roughly 1,700 members of the U.S. Air Force and U.S. Navy, as well as the Japan Air Self-Defense Force and the Royal Australian Air Force. The Keystone event, which began in 1978, consists of events designed to increase combat readiness among allied nations and promote stability in the Indo-Asia-Pacific region. It begins just 3 days after the latest ballistic missile launch from North Korea, landing in Japan territorial waters over the weekend. The two-week exercise ends on March the 3rd.
Sports with Chris Barnett is coming up next, but first, here's weather.
Thank you for an amazing year. This 2017, get ready for suspense, romance, drama, action. So bring on the new year. We are ready to capture more moments with you. Happy New Year from GTA.
Ram has won countless awards, including Four-Wheeler Pickup Truck of the Year and Heavy Duty Pickup Truck of Texas 3 years running. We have best-in-class torque and 31,210 pounds towing, along with an exceptionally smooth ride. So, what does all this award-winning engineering add up to? Ram, America's longest-lasting pickups.
Get a great deal during Ram Truck Month.
I prepare, I train through strength, determination, and focus. You can overcome anything because every step, every move brings you closer to your goals. This is what makes you an alpha.
I just picked up the cake for the baby shower.
Yay! You know she's having a boy, right?
Oh boy.
Buick now has an SUV for that. Introducing the new Buick Encore.
I knew I could trust you guys with the cake.
No problem. That was close.
One of 3 luxury SUVs from the new Buick.
Get $4,000 below MSRP on select newly redesigned 2017 Buick Encore vehicles in stock. Visit AutoSpot Buick today.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Today, Guam, Chris Barnett on this Thursday. Hey, one day closer to Fight Night Friday. More on Prema How coming up on the show. But first, as we always do, last 2 Thursdays of every month, it's our Game Changer segment where we profile outstanding scholar athletes. So here's today's episode. Nathan Arizaga is a busy boy. Yukonu Bulldogs power forward and track and field star is in his senior year looking to finish his high school career strong. He's already taken silver and gold at last year's All-Island track meet, and although the Bulldogs basketball team is struggling this season, Arizaga was one of the most important parts of their third-place finish last season. He's a throwback on the hardwood, one of the IIAAG's best rebounders, and he says he'd rather crash boards than score, but he's still averaging 12.5 points per game. If you want to hear a funny story, check out how Arizaga's fear made him start playing hoops.
My mom told me to join the sport or I'm gonna become a bum, and I was scared. I didn't want to become a bum, so I just joined, and that's where it started.
That was back in 6th grade, and Arizaga has matured into one of the most unselfish players on the court. He stays motivated because he appreciates the sacrifices his coach and teammates make to be a part of Bulldogs basketball, and he doesn't want to let them down, even though being a scholar athlete can be a little trying at times.
It's really tiring, and when I want to get home, I just want to sleep, but I still have to do some homework. And then for track, it's worse, even when the track meets come, because it ends at around 8, 10, and I could have projects after to finish. So it's kind of hard to maintain, but I still try my best to manage time.
Time management is something Arizaga says is one of the key things scholar athletes need to succeed. As a senior, he knows he's a role model to his younger classmates, so he offers some advice he's learned over the last few years.
Don't procrastinate. Don't be lazy to do your work. That's about it.
Arizaga plans to attend GCC for a couple years before heading off island to college. And he says being from Guam shouldn't deter anyone from pursuing studies or sports off island.
Yes, we may be a small island, but there's a lot of talent on this island, and a lot of us can make it. We just have to put our minds to it.
He's getting ready for track season, and he plans to pursue running more seriously with the help of his coaches, aiming to represent Guam at the Olympic level. He excels at track, medaling in the 800 and 1500 meter, even getting gold in the 4x4. Through it all, you'll find Arizaga smiling while he's striving to be the best he can be, win or lose. Arizaga stays positive while proving he has what it takes to shine at this level and the next. And that's what makes Ethan Arizaga a game changer. Fight night Friday, tomorrow night, the Sheraton. It is Preba How fight card. Melvin Kanata, 119 pounds, takes on Robert Galindez, 124 pounds. Junior Jesus, 146, takes on Jerome Fujihara, also 146. Austin Petros, 162 pounds, versus Chris Kanata at 170. Rick Torres, 198 pounds, takes on Peter Paul Firen, 200 pounds. J.R. Paris, 250 pounds, versus Vince Campos at 206 in the open weight class. Aaron Judikba, 137 pounds, takes on Justin Tanguilig, 141 pounds. Terrence Stewart, 232 pounds, taking on Brandon Mendiola, 212 pounds. Jayton Gumabon returns at 141, taking on Peter Beneventi at 139. Noah Cepeda, 169 pounds, takes on Zach Beneventi at 165 pounds. And in the main event, Pijo Camacho versus Jose Ramirez. Get ready. Possibly a couple more hard-hitting fights will be added to this card for Preba tomorrow night at the Sheraton. All right, Guam, you guys have a great Thursday, and I'll see you Friday. Thanks for watching. Adios.
I had a dream. I walked into a dealership, picked out a new car, gave them no money, and they're letting me drive it for free the next 3 months.
At Nissan Guam, your dream has become a reality during the premier New Year event. For the new year, you can drive away a new Nissan with no money down and not make a payment for the next 3 months. It's on the house, no money down. We make your first 3 payments. Just sign and drive away. For details, stop by Nissan Upper Tumon or log on NissanGuam.com.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
B-I-G-M-A-C, get it, B-I-G-M-A-C. Oh, you got a fresh fade? Close the big deal today. Got that old school flow. You just came into some dough. Beat the boss. Need that special sauce. Oh, found your keys. Hit some threes. Love melted cheese. Whoa. Juicy, cheesy, iconic Big Mac. Now in 3 sizes, but only for a limited time. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This Valentine's, fall in love with the incredible deals going on now at Triple J. It's Triple J's Love to Save sales event. Sweet deals on all makes and models, like the Ford F-150 at only $189 per paycheck, or the Mazda 6 at only $122 per paycheck, and the Kia Forte at only $80 per paycheck. Plus, with every new vehicle purchase, receive a free gift. It's Triple J's Love to Save sales event going on now. Stop by today or visit us online at triplejguam.com and get pre-approved instantly. Trade-ins welcome. Conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J, customers first.
We close out the show with the lucky members of tonight's Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shout-outs. And first off, Lou Longa has a birthday today. Happy birthday to our ever-caring and loving number 8 sister. Say, we love you from Ben.
Happy 7th birthday to Corey Lee Manjola from Grandma, Papa, Mommy, Curtin, Edward, Ian, and the whole family.
All right, happy birthday tonight to Howard Page. And this comes from your wife, your kids, and your family. We love you very much.
Happy birthday to Melina Faculos and Nicholas, celebrating her 2nd birthday.
Happy birthday number 51 to this gentleman, Roger Ramos. Happy birthday, sir.
Happy birthday to Masa Irie Atalig from Mom and Grandma Bev.
And remember, belated birthdays are equally welcome. So Erlinda Alianza, happy belated birthday, Grandma, says your entire family.
And that is going to do it for us here on Primetime. Stay tuned. Joe Nugget Charfers is up next with In the Mix.
Yeah.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.
Hafa Guam, welcome to another episode of In the Mix. I'm Jonathan Charfus. Thanks so much for tuning in. A great show lined up for you this evening. Coming up, I introduce you to Shining Shores Sea Glass, a small business that has been on island for a couple of years now. A little bit later in KUAM Connections, we get the 12th season of NBC's hit show, The Voice. And we close up the show with music from the talented Curtis Scott. But first things first, here's everything you need to know about Naboka Farms and how you can help in their mission. Eddie Thomas, Joshua Sebastian, and Andrea Douglas are part of a group of individuals behind Naboka Farms. Thomas, who is the CEO, says it all started around February last year during a conversation a group of friends were having.
We were talking about the conditions of Guam, and ultimately we became concerned when we understood that Guam was lacking in terms of agricultural sustainability. And we understood just how adverse those effects were and how they affected people in a multitude of avenues. And so we decided to go ahead and start the business.
Douglas suggested the name Naboka Farms, noting the importance of not only wanting to be one with the community, but also show they were sincere and serious in their mission. Sebastian explains.
We really wanted to just put our best effort, so we came together. We weren't sure how to start it with any other group or anybody else, so we just thought of taking it on ourselves.
And they have hit the ground running, hoping to get the word out about Naboka Farms and its overall mission, rekindle the agricultural community on Guam in order to become more sustainable as an island and increase the quality of life by providing a year-round source of the highest quality of local, natural, and organically grown produce and minimizing waste from importation.
We are really just limited to the internet. We have a Twitter account and we also have an Instagram account, and friends, basically. We've shared it on Facebook, and that's how we've got it around so far, and boosting our pages on Facebook, just trying to get the word out to reach people that actually need it.
The team has done their homework and research and have crunched the numbers. That great information can be found on their website, nabokafarms.com. Now, in order to proceed with their plan, the group has created a Kickstarter campaign, which they officially launched on February 8th and runs till March 10th.
The Kickstarter goal is $50,000, and this $50,000 assists us in terms of setting up our financial injection towards getting a bank loan to initiate the project.
The project includes building a hydroponic greenhouse in order to grow clean, healthy local produce. The aim is to expand in time and provide more produce options to increase the diversity of produce available for people like you and me to incorporate into our daily meals and diets.
What people don't have to worry about is the quality of their food, because it won't be exposed to outside entities, so they don't have to worry about soil toxicity or fecal matter or lack of nutrients or water or toxins or any of those things of nature. They don't have to worry about pesticides, fungicides, herbicides. So these are all the things that adversely affect the quality of food, and it also affects the nutrition value of it and how that affects the health of the individuals.
It is a big goal, but it's one they're hoping to hit with the outpouring of support they have received from the island, especially the culinary community.
One of our biggest supporters is a Moses Joint. So Moses Joint's restaurant is a major supporter because it's difficult for them to go ahead and get quality produce. Much of the produce that comes in are imported. A lot of the nutritional value is already gone before it even gets here. And majority of the food that gets here, it's either rotten or it's picked too early, so it never ever truly gets the nutritional value that's important when you eat, because that's the true purpose of eating, right? Is to feed your body and nurture your body and nourish your body. But when you pay for food, majority of the food that people pay for here, it gets lost in the wayside. And then not only that, it also affects the pricing of food, and it makes it difficult for people to get healthy, nutritious food, because majority of the produce that gets here, it goes bad. And so the people who buy the crops, they have to make their profit as well. So you end up having to pay for a majority of the food that already got dumped in the first place, right? And then you have to pay for the value of the food that you're acquiring. And then at the same time, the value of the food that you're acquiring isn't up to par.
Along with trying to create a hydroponic farm, the Naboka Farms team has a couple of programs in line, creating dialogue with farmers and educating island students called the Pollen Program and Green Hands.
Pollen is a program. It's really an outreach for us to be able to connect with the community of farmers that are here on Guam. not only connect but as well as expand. So we share information, and we're able to bring them together and just enhance our community through knowledge.
The way how Green Hands works, on the other hand, is that what Green Hands does is that it allows us to go ahead and to instill agriculture, but within youth, so that once the community of farmers that's already a part of pollen, they can be easily supplanted by new farmers and new innovators that's going to bring new concepts of farming to Guam. And ultimately what that would do is it would build this culture that we need, and this community that we need of agriculture to sustain the island.
Thomas, who has been on island for 4 years, ends with this.
I understand that I'm not from this island, but I also want to encourage them to look beyond the fact of where I come from and look beyond the fact of where our staff comes from, because that we don't intend to pretty much tell people what to do with their island or anything like that. We actually just want to contribute and become a part of the community. Naboka Farms was designed for that very fact. We don't see ourselves any different than the people. We consider ourselves as one with the people. And we do that by establishing agriculture sustainability can bring more jobs. It can educate the youth. It can feed our people readily. I truly love it. I love the island. I love the culture. I love the people. And that's why we did this. It's exactly the reason why we did this. And we want to make that very, very clear. So we encourage them to support us, because in supporting us, you support the island. And that's the biggest component of why we did this Kickstarter deal, is and pretty much for the people to invest in their own future.
To find out more about their efforts, head over to www.nabokafarms.com. Make sure to like and follow Naboka Farms Guam on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, respectively, to keep up with the latest. And lastly, to make a donation and get them one step closer, button take directly March 10th. Reach. So let's get there together. And a belated birthday. Go anywhere. When we return, we introduce you to Shining Shore Seaglass. You're watching In the Mix.
This program is brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
The strongest teams have the strongest fans. We're committed to keeping you close, even when you're not. GTA Strong.
Tourism, it's our #1 industry. As Guam's largest employer, tourism supports 20,000 jobs. In fact, 1 out of every 3 jobs is tourism related. Annually, tourism generates over $150 million in tax revenue. Without it, every household would pay an additional $3,100 per year. From real estate to retail, tourism has a positive impact on every industry. Make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Support tourism.
There's no place on Guam like Chuck E. Cheese's. It's tons of fun with so many games, and parties are a blast, where everyone has fun. Come and party at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam. Call and book your party today.
Day and welcome back. Well, Sarah Boucher arrived on island a couple years ago and was wandering the beach where she stumbled upon colorful sea glass. Well, it all started from there. Here's everything you need to know about a small business called Shining Shore Sea Glass. Try saying that 5 times fast. Sarah Sarah Boucher's husband is in the military, and they came to Guam in September 2015.
Coming to the island, just walking through the beaches, there's glass everywhere. And I'm like, I wonder what I could do with this. So I just started collecting.
Sarah says her mom has always had a love for jewelry, and she kind of just picked up on that.
I was like, maybe I can make some jewelry out of this. And I just started to kind of wrap it with silver. And I was like, oh, this is really nice. And I put it up to my friends on my Facebook page, and they're like, can I buy that? Can I buy that? And I'm like, this might be something I could do while I'm here.
She opened Shining Shores Sea Glass in February of last year.
At first, it was just pretty much off my personal Facebook page, just selling to friends, seeing, what kind of following I could get. And once I got enough people saying, wow, your stuff is really nice, I'm like, you know what, let's go forward with it. So then I decided to make my little company. So I went down and signed up for a business license to do peddling so I could do the craft fairs on island and then Chamorro Village. So my first Chamorro Village night was February 3rd of last year.
And what does Shining Shores Sea Glass offer?
I make wrapped sea glass pendants, and now I make earrings, bracelets, and rings. I'm just started getting into rings. So I can drill the glass and put a charm on it, or I can wrap the glass and make a pendant out of it.
She even does custom orders.
If you have a particular color that you like of glass, I can put it with any charm that I have.
According to Sarah, the response has been humbling.
It's great. I have a nice little following, so I have a lot of locals that come and ask, for certain things now that they know that I can make it, and they, give them as gifts, keep them for themselves, graduation gifts, Christmas gifts. It's been really nice. I enjoy it, and I do have some tourists that actually go on my Facebook, they write a review, and they're like, hey, could you make me something else? Because I ship everywhere.
Sarah even has a collaboration with fellow Chamorro Village vendor, Micronesian Jewelers.
So right now they're making the Guam seal pendants for me, and now I attach that to my rare sea glass, and I put it on a sterling silver necklace.
But that's not all she creates. She also offers beautiful wall decor and Christmas tree ornaments. She says that the support and warm welcome she has received from other Chamorro Village vendors and small businesses has been amazing.
Once I start setting up at the village for Chamorro Village night, I had some of the local people, the shop owners, come out and say, hey, wow, this is really awesome. And I'm like, oh, thank you very much. And, they talked about their shop, and, I asked them questions, and they were so friendly and so welcoming. And they're like, anything you need to know, we'll help out. Just ask. So they've been fabulous, especially Guam Art Boutique, Serrano Sol, and Guma, because that's where I'm located in that general vicinity and during night market.
Shining Shores Sea Glass, which also carries the Guam product label, has some good news to share as well.
I'm hoping to open up a shop. Very exciting. I'm just happy that, my business is expanded and I get to just be able to be open 7 days a week and not have to go out in town and meet people or drop off. And they can come in and, not have to rush and look around.
Good news indeed, for she has fallen in love with the island.
The weather is great for the most part. The warm weather is it's perfect. I would take this over snow any day. The people on island are just warm and welcoming, and you just feel welcome when you come here.
Take your love for the beach wherever you go. Visit Shining Shores Sea Glass at the Chamorro Village every Wednesday evening.
I'm located in the Festpac Huts, so number 5. So that would be on the street side, right by Paseo. Number 5, and I'm on the left-hand side.
For more information and a sneak peek at all her latest creations, visit her page on Facebook under Shining Shores Sea Glass. And don't forget to tell her that In the Mix sent you. Coming up, we have KUAM Connections, where we get a sneak peek of the 12th season of NBC's hit show, The Voice. You're watching In the Mix.
Hi, I'm interested in one of your new Samsung devices.
I've got just the one for you.
We opened our online store, upgraded our website, and increased our call center to better serve customers.
What do you think?
Solid.
is like a fireplace. Your warm, sweet embrace. I want to see your face again. Your love is like a fireplace. Your warm, sweet embrace. I want to see your face again. 'Cause I'm caught up in the current of your love. And as you walk along the beach alone, to escape the wild stone, amplified by the musical tone, supplied by the John Dang Show. Supplied by the John Dang Show. Rockin' steady, I'm gonna put it on you, are you ready? Caught up in the current of your love.
Ram has won countless awards, including Four-Wheeler Pickup Truck of the Year and Heavy Duty Pickup Truck of Texas 3 years running. We have best-in-class torque and 31,210 pounds towing, along with an exceptionally smooth ride.
Throwing shadows in the dark.
So, what does all this award-winning engineering add up to? Ram, America's longest-lasting pickups.
Get a great deal during Ram Truck Month.
And we're back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Well, it's the 12th season of NBC's hit show, The Voice, and returning, joining Blake, Adam, and Alicia, it's Gwen Stefani. Here's more.
Anything can go.
Please pick me. Please.
I just did a country song with Blake Shelton. I got the hookup.
That's so inappropriate to talk about us hooking up.
The wait is almost over for the 12th season of NBC's hit show, The Voice. Returning from last season is Adam Levine, Alicia Keys, Blake Shelton, and joining them is Gwen Stefani, who's back for her third stint as coach. All are looking forward to what this season has in store.
The actual concept of this show, I think, is why it's still so popular, because you remove the politics and the shallowness of the music industry with one step, a blind audition. We don't see them, we don't know anything about them, and it doesn't matter. All we know is what we hear. That's pretty exciting when it comes to music because it starts from the right place.
If you recall, it was last season where Blake Shelton's artist Sundance Head took the coveted title as champion over runner-up Billy Gilman.
That's why it's so exciting to be a coach on The Voice, because it's just another way to help, maybe not influence. I don't really want to influence artists as a coach on this show. I just want to help them be the best version of themselves they can be when it comes to performing.
I would love for us to continue to break down all the barriers and all the stereotypes.
Keys, who returns for her second season as coach, admits she's still new to the whole process, but is keeping a close eye on Blake and Adam.
Blake and Adam are veterans. I'm not a veteran. I'm still fresh. I'm still excited. I still don't really know everything, you know what I mean? Which I think is so cool. I'm learning as I go, and I'm realizing like, oh, okay. Man, all right. Now I get how to do some things a little bit more clearly, you know what I mean? But it is very cool being back second season in a row. I am having an incredible time. I really am. And I really feel the resonance, you know, with what we're doing. And I know 2 women coaches is really working, as you can see.
All 4 coaches anticipate a great season and are looking forward to the opportunity to mentor the artists.
I don't know if I inspire people or, you know, what my place is in the world when it comes to music or television. But I hope that people out there can see how much I genuinely love this job and how much I genuinely love country music and all kinds of music. I hope that comes across, and if it does, then I'm a terrible actor. And it's because it truly is how I feel. I love this. I love this opportunity.
That is definitely the thrill of this show. When you turn around, you never know who you're turning around to. I think another thrill of this show is that it's got to be so hard to audition. You know, it's to be in this position of singing to the back of 4 chairs and hoping that they're going to turn around. And that is a lot. And I think that what is the coolest thing that happens is as you get to spend time with your different artists, you start to see them evolve in ways that are like you couldn't even have imagined just from that blind audition.
Season 12 of The Voice premieres on Tuesday, February 28th at 7 p.m. only on NBC TV8. And for the very latest, follow NBC The Voice on Instagram. Stick around because closing out the show, we have the music from the talented Curtis Scott when he appeared on Live Local Fridays. You're watching In the Mix.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your 4th meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más.
Smiling is a natural response to joy, happiness, and excitement. Your smile reveals a lot about who you are. A healthy, beautiful smile can brighten your appearance and be an invitation to conversation and friendship. It is often one of the first things people notice about you. Now, thanks to the advancements in dentistry, you can have the smile you have always wanted, giving you an improved smile that looks and feels great.
My silver fillings that I have, they're getting older in my mouth and I need to replace them. So I've started to do that and I've replaced them with the white fillings and I've had really great success with that. It looks good, they feel natural, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the bleaching. I want a white look all around my mouth.
Well, that's our program. Thank you so much for watching. Now remember, if there's something you'd like to see featured on the show, you can email me at joan@KUAM.com. You can also find us on Facebook by typing in KUAM in the mix. You can also add me on Snapchat and Instagram at Joan Charfris. Until then, have a great evening, be safe, and as promised, we close out the show tonight with the music of Curtis Scott when he was on Live Local Fridays on Guam's favorite I-94. Enjoy and good night.
Never meant to cause you any sorrow. I never meant to cause you any pain. I only wanted one time to see you laughing. I only want to see you laughing in the purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Purple rain, purple rain. Only want to see you laughing in the purple rain. I never want to be your weekend lover. I only want to be some kind of friend. Yeah. Baby, I could never steal you from another. Such a shame our friendship has been. Purple rain, purple rain. Oh, yeah. Purple rain, purple rain. Some of y'all know what I'm saying. Why don't you come on, raise your hand and say, whoa, yeah, yeah. Only want to see you laughing in the purple rain. Honey, I know. Times are changing. Oh, ooh. It's time we all reached out to something new. That means y'all too. Say you want a leader, can't seem to make up your mind. Then you better close. Let me guide you through the purple rain.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.
It's time once again to prove yourself. Miller Lite, IT&E, and the stations of KUAM present Prebo! Friday, February 17th, 2017 at the Sheraton Ballroom. Tickets $25 and available online at tpiguam.com. Doors open at 6 p.m. and the fight action begins at